Today we're going to write a death metal song, and not only are we going to write a death metal song, we're going to take it all the way to publishing it online for other people to listen to. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Taylor. It is November. November is metal month for Toontrack. If you are unaware, Toontrack makes a lot of really great products to help you songwriting, to help your songwriting, you know what I'm trying to say. They make a lot of really great products to make songwriting easier for you. Actually, they've branded a lot of these products Easy whatever to make the songwriting process easier. Now, in full disclosure, this video is sponsored by Toontrack, and Toontrack approached me and asked me to do a video for Metal Month, and they said specifically they want to do a video that inspires people to get out there and start creating things, you know, rather than do like a review for one of their products or something like that. So what I figured we would do today, something that I've always really wanted to do, is we would start writing a song all the way from beginning to end in the context of being in a band with other musicians. So what I mean by that is we're gonna start this process today. We're gonna get the basic idea of a song down, and then I'm gonna send it over to my drummers, and then we're gonna go track drums at his house. I'm gonna show you how we do that. We don't actually set up microphones to track drums. We use an E-kit. It makes the whole process a lot simpler for songwriting. We're gonna go over there, we're gonna track drums, we're gonna come back here, we're gonna refine the song, we're gonna mix the song, and then we are going to publish it on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, this will be a 4-part series. I'm gonna release a video every week going forward for the month of November. So if you want to follow along with this whole journey, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you have the bell notifications on, you know all the things. Let's just get started here. I'm using this Jackson Baritone Warrior. I chose this guitar because I haven't written any songs with this guitar yet, and I feel like there's probably some songs locked up inside this guitar that need to be let out. I'm using 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 3 to monitor myself right now. So you can see here I'm on this straight up metal preset. This is what it sounds like. Sounds pretty mean. Now, if you are familiar with 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 3, let me show you how this works really quick. Basically, you have all these little nodes here, and all of these little nodes are grouped by similar tones. So I am on the straight up metal tone, but if I wanted like this classic metal 800, or we could go blue centaur, so you can see the way 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 works, and we will go through this more in the course of the series. Basically, I have a bunch of presets with minimalistic controls. It's a really nice way to dial in a tone quickly and just get to work. You know, sometimes, especially like, you know who you are if you have this problem, but sometimes you could just get option paralysis and spend like 2 hours dialing in tones and get nothing done. So 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 is a really good way around that because everything that you need is right there, and there's no excessive controls, there's no real deep tone diving. All right, so that is what we're monitoring ourselves with. I'm going to use Reaper for these videos. I get asked what program this is a lot. It's because I have a Pro Tools skin in Reaper. I know, it's kind of confusing. Let's actually just go through the process of making a template real quick. I get asked about templates all the time, so might as well just do that, right? I'm just gonna add some tracks in here. The first one, we're just gonna call this drums, and then I'm going to insert Superior Drummer 3, and then on the next track, we're gonna call this guitars, and in Reaper, if we click this little folder thing and we'll get down, this subgroups all the tracks below it. And I want to count 3 and then click up like that. And then we're going to go guitar left, guitar right, and then solo. And then we'll go bass and we'll go record. On the guitar tracks, we're gonna go ahead and insert 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 3, and then I'm just gonna do the same thing for now, just to make it easy on ourselves. We'll go guitar, and then we'll go in here, we'll search for straight up metal. Okay, we'll grab this here, drag it down to the second track. So now we have 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 on each of the guitar tracks, Superior Drummer on the drum track. Pretty much we're good to go right here, but we'll open our mixer here, and we'll go on our master bus, and just insert another 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 3, and we're gonna go mastering. We're just gonna go mastering presets. We don't need anything crazy. We just want a little bit of compression and limiting so that way we don't clip our master bus. We'll just go to Rock Master Modern. You know, we don't need to put too much thought into this. I'm already putting too much thought into this. I'm sure this is fine. It's just gonna stop our master bus from clipping a little bit. So now that we have this session more or less set up, we're gonna go into File, and we're going to Project Templates and save project as template. And we're just gonna save that as a template in Reaper. And the way templates work in Reaper is they're basically just project files that are stored in a different location. So you go Project Templates now, and now we have the template we just made. So save yourself the time of setting this up and inserting all the things. And as you get further and further along in this process, I would recommend making templates just to save yourself time, because you're gonna find a lot of times you will make the same session over and over and over again. And why do that? Save yourself the hassle. Just make it one click, right? Now, one more fairly important thing that I wanna mention, a question that I get quite a bit, is why do I monitor myself with an external plugin versus just monitoring myself through my DAW, right? Like, I could arm this track for recording and monitor myself that way. But I like to have my buffer in my DAW a little bit higher because as we add more and more tracks, more and more plugins, we're demanding more resources from our computer. So it's nice to have that buffer higher for mixing. And I like to have the buffer low on my standalone plugin for recording so there's no input latency. Now that we cleared that up, all right, next thing we're gonna have to do here, I have a riff actually in my head, like something that I've been working on here. Now, when you are writing riffs, sometimes it's a good idea just to noodle for a while. You know what I mean? It's a good idea just to play guitar for fun, play through something that's inspiring to you. Like, you know, that's one of the reasons I picked out this guitar is because I was just looking at it and it was just like, man, this thing wants me to write some riffs today. Most of the time when I write riffs that I feel like are good riffs, they come from like a flow state. You're almost like in a trance, kind of, you know, you're just really playing guitar, not thinking about anything else. So that's just my experience. That would be my advice, is just jam for a while. Once you find something that you like, get it down. We're gonna arm this record track. I'm gonna turn the metronome on. Okay, it's a sloppy take, but you know what? These takes don't need to be good. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to make these takes perfect because it will interrupt the flow state that I was talking about, that trance state earlier. So in my experience, the thing that works best is you just get something that you can actually listen back to and that you can record to, and you'll be fine. We're going to copy and paste this 4 times. And then what we're gonna do here is I actually have a variation of that riff that I wrote. Okay, that one's pretty cool. And then I want to transition this. I know this because I already messed around with this riff a whole bunch when I was just noodling the other day. So if I didn't already have this riff and this transition in mind, I might just move on to the next riff. You know, it really is gonna change a little bit for every single person, but I just wanna give you some insight into what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So, little in the beginning, and then it's gonna go. Okay, I think we can use that last take. Again, these things don't have to be perfect. You just need enough riffs to get a song idea down. Don't try to perfect this. It's a waste of time. If you're looking for some guidelines on that, I would say it has to be close enough to where you can loop it and you can play to it, and especially be able to show it to someone else and have them understand what you're doing. But it doesn't need to be like, this probably isn't gonna be the riff that ends up on the thing that we export and publish. You know what I mean? So, see if those line up close enough. That's pretty sloppy, but I'm gonna live with it because it's fine. I just wanna keep this thing moving. Let's put some drums to this. I'm gonna go into Superior Drummer 3 here. Now, I have a preset built that I like using for my stuff. There's a ton of presets in here. Like, you could just go to an anti-steep metal kit. Let's go to anti-steep metal 4. I like this one. And boom, you're good to go. Don't need to do much to it. That's what I would suggest doing, again, just for the sake of keeping this process going. But what we really want here is we want the grooves section. Now, I have a ton of MIDI libraries, and I highly suggest that you do the same and build your own MIDI libraries because it just gives you a lot of options during this part of the process. I just want to be able to get the idea through to the drummer. Like, I don't want to necessarily tell him what to play. I just want to be able to get him the idea. So we're going to go with a blast beat in the beginning because metal. It's a pretty cool one here. It's really fast. Duncan's probably gonna hate me for this, but that's okay. Make sure this follow host button is clicked when you're listening to these. Actually, probably a little bit too fast. You know, this one's not bad. I wonder if we could double tempo this and have it be okay. That's the one, I think. So let's listen to this. And we can right click here and go show similar grooves if we want to keep that going, but we don't want it to just be too repetitious. And then we need something with a fill at the end here. This one's okay. Again, we're just trying to get the idea. These are all gonna change, so I'm not too worried about making this a final take, you know? So I have a really specific thing that I'm going for here with this. So I like this beat, but I need to change it a little bit. So we're gonna drag this down into the MIDI editor in Superior Drummer, and then we're gonna go click that little arrow to open up Play Style Editor here. So the opening hit right now is on this crash. We actually want it on the bell tip too. that's good enough. We can drag it in here. I'm gonna edit the MIDI actually in my DAW just because I'm more comfortable doing this part of it this way. We can open this MIDI region up. You can see all the hits here. I'm gonna get rid of these snares. And I want the snare hits to be here. On the 3. Let's we'll get rid of that one. And we'll leave the snares in the fill. Okay, and we have like 30 seconds of song now. So now we need to figure out the next thing. Okay, we just need that one little snippet there. When you do this, if you are pushing yourself to write things that are hard for you to play, when you actually learn how to play them, it will make you a better guitar player. So, you know, fun little bonus there. Don't be afraid to write things that you can't necessarily play yet. You know what I mean? You'll get there. We'll do that 8 times, and then maybe to transition this, we'll just like do a break. And let's go back to our grooves here. And again, just for the sake of moving this thing along here, we're just going to paste that here. We're gonna get rid of this little beginning part, and then we're gonna go in here and edit this, make sure this comes in on a different cymbal, so that way it doesn't sound like we didn't mean to do it. And I don't like how this is upbeat with the snares. Yeah, let's go with that. And then we're actually gonna need to copy and paste the full thing there. Then we'll get rid of that beginning again. So. Maybe our other hand, since it's not hitting a snare, could be hitting another cymbal. You know, our virtual hand. Again, when I go and I record drums with Duncan, we might come up with different ideas. We'll move this stuff around. I just want to get the bass idea down. Something like a foundation that we actually have to work with. That's the whole point of this first video. Let's go maybe half the kicks. That's kind of cool. I have no idea where this song is going. It's just getting weirder and weirder, but that's okay. Embrace the weird, huh? I mean, I'm from Portland. Maybe we can copy paste this and edit it. We got that bass drum more or less there. He'll probably change this anyways, so I probably shouldn't even spend that much time on it, but just want to hear how it sounds, you know? And then we'll get rid of all these cymbal hits. Something like that. We need to bring this back up. Actually, you know, we could go back into this part maybe one time and then maybe go take it somewhere else after that. It's a little bit weird, but we're gonna leave it for now. I think it's okay. We'll get some feedback from Duncan. Maybe let's change this whole last one and do a variation. I'm just gonna put these drums here so I have something to play to. Try this. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna glue these together. So it's one region, move that up here. It'd be cool if we worked some like nice, really pretty riff in there like that after all this like kind of dissonant chaos. I don't know why I'm writing all these like really weird dissonant riffs. It's kind of, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of cool actually. Okay. Kind of hard. Let's do that. Cut it right there. We'll keep that second half. And you know, again, I'll probably refine these. I will add revisions into them when we get to that part in the process. Let's just add some drums to this part. Kind of silly. Let's go to blast beats. It's really similar to this other beat that we used, so I'm just going to copy paste that. Maybe let's change up that little blast beat thing at the end there, and we'll just add in a fill. I don't need to put too much thought into this. It doesn't really matter too much. Maybe it matters more than that. Let's try that maybe. Okay, I'm gonna add this in. I'm not sure if I really like this at the end yet, but we'll find out. One of the great things about writing with another person is that you actually get feedback. You know, sometimes you can get like in your own world, which could be a good thing. You know, writing songs in your own head and with your own style all the way through is good, but collaborating is also good a lot of times too, so. I'm not super thrilled about this part, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna explore it and see what happens. Sometimes you need to do that to find out something doesn't work. I'm just getting it down just in case. You know, we can always delete it. It's not a big deal. I need a drum beat for this. This is like messing with my head. Pop rock country, exclude fills. I don't know where this is going, but we're going with it. You know, if we do that and we end on something really brutal and dissonant, it might bring it around back and kind of tie it up nicely. We're gonna do one more beat here. Let's get rid of all these filters. Okay, but see, we ended on an offbeat. I do this a lot. So I think we have a pretty good idea, a solid foundation to work on with our drummer. Sometimes I will add bass here. In this case, I'm not going to, because I know for a fact we're gonna come back and we're gonna refine these riffs, we're gonna work on them a little bit, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to retrack all the bass. We'll leave this now since it's the idea. We're gonna send this off to Duncan, and then in the next video, we're gonna take this, we're gonna track the drums to it. This song's probably gonna end up completely different in a lot of ways, so make sure you guys tune in next week for that video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, turn the bell notification on so that you know when this video posts. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you really, really like this channel, there are all sorts of ways to support us. There's links down in the description. You can join these beautiful people over here on Patreon if you want to be super OP about it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.